So, I'm a bit late on this one, but, you know, better late than never, right? A couple weeks ago, free agency, the new season started. Ryan made a video on Zach Hyman leaving the Toronto Maple Leafs for the Edmonton Oilers. And you know what? It's cool. I'll let him have that one because there's another player that I want to talk about. Um, he was always there, rock wall, from whenever you needed him behind that really, really young, inexperienced, frankly bad defense that the Leafs had. His name is Frederick Anderson, and he is such a special player to me as a Leafs fan, and I'm sure to the Leafs as well. So, just gonna talk about his last 5 years here. I'm not gonna spend too much time on numbers because that's not really the important part here. The important part is what he meant to the Leafs and to us as fans. And with him, it was always security. That defense, like I mentioned, it was just not so good. He had a garbage backup. He had a coach that played him 70 games almost a couple years, and that's tough on a goalie. It really is to play that much and to keep on doing it. Be such a sturdy presence behind a lot of unsturdiness, frankly. That's special. That's a special player. And that's why I think that there is no more important player in the last 5 years while he's been here than Frederick Anderson for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sure, the last 2 years faltered a bit, mostly because of injuries. But before that, if there was any success for that team, it was because of this guy. It was on his shoulders. He would carry this team to the playoffs, and if there was any mistake, you just know it's fine. Freddy's there. He'll stop it. To have that kind of force, that's special. And I keep on saying special, but it's the best way to describe him. Now, he does get some flack. Uh, I don't think a lot of it is deserved because you know what? Leafs fans are jerks. There's no hiding it. It's tough to come here and play. But Freddie did it anyway. And he loved it, I think. Through his playoffs, which, you know what? He did pretty good in. I don't think people understand. He played well in the playoffs, barring one year, I'm pretty sure, where he was just very, very, But you know what? It's hard to play against the Washington Capitals on that Leafs team. So I'm not going to put too much gravity into that one. But just a couple moments here and there, and the whole fan base has turned on him. But you know what? He came back, and he came back strong, and he was always there. Now, last season, I don't understand why he was getting what he was getting because I know from experience that coming back from injury, especially as a goalie, is really tough. Because, they get into that groove, especially with Freddie. He got better as he played more. And an injury, it just completely breaks that up. And I don't think people understood that. Because before he got the injury, he was one of the better goalies in the league for sure. He was playing like that. Top five, you can ask anyone. And I don't mean like top five overall. I just mean at the beginning of that season, he was playing like a top five goalie. But then, of course, he got hurt. And it just went downhill after that. And he got way too much flack for that. I I can't get behind that because it just wasn't right. It's hard to come back from injury, and that's what he was forced to do. But I do think he'll bounce back in Carolina. Obviously, I'm not going to agree with what Carolina did with their goalie situation, but they got Freddie, and I think he's going to be really good for them. But you know what? That's mostly just what I wanted to talk about. This guy, him and Morgan Riley are my two favorite players on this team. Well, they were my two favorite players on this team. And yeah, it's just tough to think about this team without Frederick Anderson on it, without that backbone. Yeah, this one hurts. Sad to see you go, but I can't thank you enough. Thanks, Fred.